Well, I would like to welcome you here inside of Mark Whitt Field in Thermopolis, Wyoming, home of the Bobcats here on Memorial Day weekend. It's American Legion baseball. It's American Legion baseball here in Hot Springs County as we get set for Game 2 as the Thermopolis Bobcats get set to take on the Cody Cubs. I'd like to thank everyone who tuned in on our first broadcast. We're halfway through the night. This is how most of the season's going to go. 2 games a game day, with the exception of the games against Grable. But it's kind of how it's going to go. Max 2 hours, 7 innings or 2 hours, whichever comes first. And well, we got to the 2-hour mark in the last game, which is why they cut it short. Final score of that one, I think, was 14-4. Yeah, that's great. Hit my microphone. But the last game ended 14-4. Cody won that. A lot of takeaways from that game. The Bobcats now, I know we're not really counting it, but they are now 1-2 on the season with a loss to Powell and a win over Powell and now a loss to Cody. So they're going to try and bounce back. Let's see if the trend continues. Will they be able to wear down Cody and win this second game? Only one way to find out. We're going to step aside for a little bit until they are ready to go. It's 7 o'clock, so we should be getting ready to go here very shortly. So I saw some Cody people come out with bats, so we'll be right back from Mark Whitt Field in just a moment. I'd like to welcome you back inside of Mark Whitt Field here at the complex here adjacent to the Hot Springs County Fairgrounds. June 3rd, we actually have a name to call this stadium to our left. Recently there's a sign up on the fence that says Joe Dope Field, so that's awesome. I thought they should name that field that to begin with. So I think somebody must have heard my recommendation, but we'll be over at Joe Dope Field right to our left. On June 3rd, as the Hot Springs County Recreation District opens up their softball season. As for future American Legion games, let me get this real quick. May 27th, we'll be heading up to Grable as the Bobcats take on the North Bighorn Bandits. That'll be at 5:30. And then we got a road trip to Powell coming up on May 30th. Thermopolis will take on the Pioneers of Powell one last time, that at 5 and 7 over at the Legion Field in Powell. The Bobcats' next home game will be against the traveling Douglas Cats as Douglas pays a visit on June 2nd. They'll be at 5 and 7 respectively. Of course, all this is subject to change. This game was subject to change, so I don't expect the future American Legion games to be any different. Anyway, that is all. Of course, Little League is also going on. May 27th, Otto will be paying a visit from the Otto and Burlington communities as the Otto, I think they're called the Otto Rattlers, will be paying a visit. Minors game will start at 5 o'clock and the Majors game will start at 6:30 on May 27th. We'll not be broadcasting that, although we do encourage people to come out and support your Little Leaguers. I'll be coming to this. I'll be going to that game. So, it's baseball season, baby. Well, first inning about ready to start. Fresh, clean slate here for the Cats. Let's see if they can make good of it here. And a strike there as Chris DeLay will be your umpire. It seems a bit of a stand-in umpire. So strike one called. Looks like that'll be down the pipes, ball one. A little bit low. Well, let's see if there's going to be a bit of a hotter start to the bats in this game than there were in the last. It took both teams a little while to get some contact. That one goes way behind home plate there. That'll be ball two. So the wild pitch, inconsequential as there's nobody on base, but they still need to get that under control. Forgot to mention who's up to bat. There's a 5 at the end of it, but that one's popped up to left. Third baseman will get under it and can't get into his glove, so Josh Hernandez will lead off, and he will get he'll get a base off of an error. Third baseman has dropped a few of those today. I think that is Dallin Bassey playing at third. Evan Macias now coming up to bat now, left-handed hitter. Cody's got a couple of left-handed hitters. Bobcats only have maybe even only one. Swung on, and that one is hit to middle there. That is going to be a base hit. Someone came into second. That will be back-to-back. Well, that'll be the first base hit of the game for the Cubs. Coming in the bat now, looks like it'll be Caden Kraft. Did pretty good in that first game. Let's see how he does here. In the dirt, looks like ball one. Gonna try it there. That one a little wild, but they'll pick it up. His run to the third. Did they get the tag? No, it looks like he's safe. Well, he came in at the perfect time, but unfortunately just couldn't get it there. Now it's runners in the corners. Actually, not even that. Swung on, and that one's hit to left. That will go through the gap, and that will bring a man home. 15 coming in to score, Josh Hernandez, and another one coming in is Evan Macias. And that'll put a man on at second, making it a 2-0 ball game for Cody. So once again, your scorers, Josh Hernandez and Evan Macias, the first ones on the board today. And now stepping in to bat for Cody, looks to be number 10, Hunter Close. Looks like he's going into a bunting position here. Let's up on the bunt. They're going to run to third. Nobody covering third. He's going to run home, and that might be an error. And as such, that will bring home Caden Kraft to score 3-0. They were trying to, the catcher was trying, he thought someone was standing on third. He knew that Kraft was going to try and run to third, but Kraft ended up getting 2 stolen bases out of that. 3-0 ball game. Cubs on top here in game 2. Delivers it. That one hits the dirt. Hunter Close still up to bat, by the way. Three 0 is your score here in Thermopolis. Cody on top at the top of the first. Goes to the right side. That is, there is nobody on base, I don't think. Is there? Nope, there's not. Close came home, so. Base is cleared. Unfortunately, not the way the Bobcats would have wanted. 3-0. It's a 2-0 count. Make that a 2-1 count. I smell burgers. There is a concession stand over there behind me up toward the equipment shed, so. Ooh, that one's going to go a little bit loose here. So, actually, it looks like a 2-2 count here for Cody. Once again, the next American Legion game coming up for the Bobcats will be on May 27th as they take on the South Bighorn Bandits of Grable and Basin. As that is a walk for the Cubs, as Hunter Close will get on first. First walk of the game. Everything else has either been an error or a legitimate base hit. And they're going to try and go to first, and that's going to give him leeway to go to second. So now there's a runner on second, as I think they try to pick off, and it ended up not going the way they wanted. It went by the first baseman, and now that will put Close onto second for Cody. So runner in scoring position. Into the dirt, and another passed ball. That is going to send Close to third. He has barely had to lift a finger to advance the bases today. Still top of the first inning. This is going to be a long game for the Bobcats if they can't get this under control. By the way, pitching today right now is Tanner DeLay. Forgot to mention that. So we've seen 3 different pitchers today. That one swung on and returned to sender. DeLay with a heck of a grab. And that is one gone. I think the Bobcats have caught 3 of those types of, those types of hits. They had 2 of them in game 1, and now Tanner DeLay snagging one of his own here in this one. Into the dirt, ball 1. By the way, up to bat, number 42, Case Lundvall. Lundvall had a pretty successful game 1. Got a couple of hits, a couple of walks, but that one's cracked up into center field. He's going to try and track under it, and he'll get the catch. There's one tagging up to go home. And so with that, Hunter Close does come home, but now there's 2 gone here on the sacrifice fly. Really good job of the center fielder to track that one down for the Bobcats. 4-0. 4-0 here in Thermop here at Mark Whitt Field. Stepping in now for Cody, number 18, Chauncey Dalton. Dalton also had a pretty good game. That one is a little bit high. That will be ball 1. That one has to lean. He has to lean back for that one. That is ball 1. Or sorry, ball 2. I'm losing focus. Good Lord. Into the dirt, ball 3. I think he wanted to. The catcher wanted to check up, make sure that that guy on first doesn't go anywhere. Throws it up right, and that will be a walk. That'll send Chauncey Dalton to first base as Lundvall will advance to second. Our indicator was completely wrong. There was a man on first, not on third. Leading off, he's going to try and steal. Good Lord. 4-0 game. 1 ball here. Whoa, that one almost took him out there. Christian Cosman almost gets his face rearranged on that one. Ball 2. On deck is going to be, looks like Travis Rednor. He'll be guaranteed an at-bat here, practically, I guess, if the guy at second doesn't get out. Ball 3. Christian Cosman still up to bat here, 3-0 count. Winds up. Over the plate, Cosman's walked, and that is going to load the bases here for Cody. And now stepping in, number 21, Travis Rednor. Rednor getting ready to receive his first pitch of the day. Swung on and missed, strike one. 0-1 count here for Rednor. On deck for the, I almost said the Bronx again, on deck for the Cubs, number 15, Josh Hernandez. There's like a ball here, 1-1. Tanner DeLay starting to kind of control himself a little bit better now as the game progresses. He's also wearing some pretty scary looking face paint. So 1 gone here. I think I accidentally made it 2 gone. 2-1 count here off that called ball. Swung on and missed, strike 2. So 2-2 count there. And into the dirt, just over the plate there, 3-2. So full count here for Rednor. Trying to, if he gets walked here, he'll bring in a run from third. So that'll make it a 5-0 ball game if that were the case. And that is a walk, and Rednor will go to first, and that will bring home Grady O'Mara. Or sorry, check that. I apologize. Case Lundvall. I apologize. 5-0. Base is still loaded off that walk. And looks like we got a bit of a mound visit here as Coach Sis is going to talk it over a little bit here with Tanner DeLay. We will stay on the air here. Just one more reminder, or I guess your second to last reminder, of some upcoming games. Little League, we will not be broadcasting Little League, but we do have some Little League games on the docket that we encourage our members of the community to come out and watch. Thermopolis will play Auto on May 27th. Minors game starts at 5, Majors at 6:30. And then May 31st, the Bobcats Little League team will be taking on Lovell for a 2-game series for both the Minors and Majors. That will be on May 31st from 12 to 1:30. That one's cracked off to the right side for a foul. Looks like a conversation between the catcher and Coach Sis here. So, don't know what they were discussing down there, but catcher's still into the game. Stepping in now for Cody, that's 15. No, it's not. 13. No, it is 15. Josh Hernandez as he pops one up to the left side, tries to get under it, and that will be a dropped pop-up there. Dallin Bassey again just couldn't get a glove on it. He actually lowered his glove a little bit before the ball came down. I think he was expecting the guy next to him to try and take the catch, but they got to communicate with those types of things. Bassey's dropped quite a few of those in Game 1 and now a couple here in Game 2. Now stepping in, number 13, Evan Macias. Swung on, chopped to the right side. Is he going to beat out the ball here? I don't think he will. It's safe. A great grounder there. He chopped it, but he was able to make the most out of it. Still 6-0 here. Stepping in now, number 9, Caden Kraft. Starting to get a little stormy around here in Thermopolis. We do have some thunderstorms in the forecast for tomorrow, so please, for the love of God, do not go fishing on Boysen if it's looking angry. But that one is going to be ball 1 here for Caden Kraft. Down the middle, gets contact and makes a pretty sounding clink. I think he stepped on the bag for third, so a force, and it looks like that was 2 out, or I think that was 2 outs. So our scoreboard was right the first time, but we are going to head to the bottom of the first inning here as Cody has made things pretty difficult here for the Bobcats here in the second game of the night. The score here, 6-0. We'll be right back from inside of Mark Whitt Field in just a moment. You are watching American Legion Baseball on Two Basins Sports Network. We'd like to welcome you back here inside of Mark Whitt Field in Thermopolis, Wyoming. American Legion Baseball on Two Basins Sports Network is brought to you by nobody. However, if you'd like to change that, we do have sponsorship opportunities available this season. We got 21 or 20 broadcasts left after this for American Legion, plus rec softball. Doesn't that sound great? Get your ad out to hundreds of people, potentially maybe even a couple of thousand. Contact me at twobasinsportsnetwork@gmail.com. Call the number on your screen during the intermission, or contact me on Facebook for sponsorship opportunities, and we'll get you some more information from there. Tanner DeLay up to bat. Looks to be ball one. Lining up for the pitch here. We'll get the pitcher for you here in just a couple moments. Number 10 on the mound. That is Hunter Close. So 2-0 count here for DeLay. No pressure at all. Into the dirt there, into the chalk. 3-0. Still a 6-0 ball game here for Cody. Put up 6 runs in that first inning alone. Off to the left. Ball 3. And DeLay smacks it to the left side, and it's bobbled. He's going to get to the base, and that's a base hit for DeLay. Beautiful job there by Tanner DeLay, the 8th grader, I believe he is, on the hit there for first. That should be hopefully the first of many for the Bobcats here. Trying to see who's up to bat. They'll try to pick off DeLay at first, and it won't work. Well, we're starting to get into that part of the day now where they might have to start considering turning on the lights. I predict we'll be done at about 9 o'clock tonight. That'll still be dark. Yeah, it's not quite. We're not anywhere close to the summer solstice yet, so probably going to be in the dark for a little bit, but night games are the best games in my opinion. 1-0 count here. And DeLay is going to run. That's going to be off on the pitch, and that is going to be a stolen base for Tanner DeLay. He'll steal second. By the way, this is Braxton DeLay up to bat for the Bobcats. On deck is Casey McKay, and I think in the hole is Tate Roberts. Lets that one go, 3-0 count. Both the DeLay brothers fixing to get on base here if he walks him here. DeLay looks like he wants to steal third. They're going to try and go. That was a passed ball. Tanner DeLay is going to get third. Braxton DeLay is going to take first off the walk. Well, this is a dangerous spot for Cody. 6-0, they still have the lead. Nothing really to worry about yet. But Casey McKay coming up to bat. He's got runners in the corners. Let's see how he does with Tanner DeLay in scoring position. Tate Roberts, I do believe, is on deck in the hole. I'm trying to see who's there. I think 24. I think that's Dallin Bassey that's in the hole. I might be wrong. No, it's not. But either way, a 1-0 count here. And another DeLay brother going to go running there, and I don't think he got there in time. Tanner going to slide in, and he's safe! And the Bobcats will get their first run of the ball game. Tanner DeLay brings it home off of a stolen base. Actually, I think Braxton got in there safely too, but that's set up for Tanner to get in there and get the run. So great teamwork there by the two brothers. Swung on and missed by Casey McKay. Strike one, 2-1 count. Casey did pretty well in the first game for the Bobcats. So Tate Roberts and I think either Dallin Bassey or Timothy Lippincott in the hole. 6-1 ball game, bottom of the first. In case you're just tuning in, first run of the game for the Bobcats comes from Tanner DeLay. That one sails to the right, and this is going to end up back on the mound here for 3-1 back on the mound for Hunter Close. Close has walked two batters, or maybe even three here. Bobcats yet to be out. Swung on and chopped foul. That is going to go up toward Jason Sizz. Full count here for McKay off the fouled contact. Cody kind of moving in a little closer. They want to prevent a steal at third, and I think they got him there. So strikeout, Casey McKay will go to the dugout. That is the first strikeout of the day for Boone Shear. Stepping in now, I think this is Tate Roberts, and it is Timothy Lippincott up next. Ball is that one's a little too low. 1-0 count. Braxton DeLay still on second. I think we're back on the air. My internet hotspot just ran out of batteries, so that's great. So I'm using mobile data right now. Should be okay for the rest of the game, but next time I'm going to have to remember to bring a charger. 6-1, here's your score. While the internet went offline there for a second, bases are now loaded off of a base hit. Looks like I think this is Dallin Bassey. Swung on and missed for Bassey. Strike one. So we'll be using mobile data for the remainder of the night. Throws the pitch there up top on that one. That is ball one. Bassey kind of struggled at bat in that last game. Let's see if he can improve here. Swung on. Strike two. 1-2 count for Bassey. Only one gone, though, so no pressure really for the purple and gold. Up next is Kaysen Johnson. He'll be ready to go. Ooh, that one had to kind of dive for it a little bit there. 2-2 count off the ball. Good plate discipline there by Bassie on that one. Swings, popped up. Catcher's going to try and get there. Or sorry, second baseman, and he does haul it in for the out. Pretty easy catch there for Cody. I thought I saw Grady O'Mara on the catch there. So right now up to bat, Kaysen Johnson. Didn't see much of him in that last game. But we definitely are now. Swung on this one. So foul ball. That's going to end up near Doak's Field there. Or Doak Field. Fans over to the left. Had to kind of duck for cover there. But that'll be 0-1 off the foul ball. Bases still loaded for the Bobcats. Wild ball there on the right batter's box. That's going to make it a 1-1 count. Kaysen Johnson batting here. Swung on and missed. Strike two. He strikes out here. That will conclude the first. Up top, 2-2. Keeps the inning alive. Down the pipe there. I think they called it ball 3. Full count now. Pressure's on both the batter and the pitcher. Pitcher really can't afford to walk here. If he does, he'll give up a run. And he will. So that's going to put Kaysen Johnson on first, and that will bring in a Bobcat from home. Or from third, I meant to say. Good Lord. Getting my bases mixed up, and that is Braxton DeLay. And is going to come home. It is not 7-2. I pressed the wrong button. Swung on and missed for Xander Allen. Strike one. Still 2 gone. Bases loaded. Swings at the one on the outside. Strike 2. Garrett Whitt on deck. He'll let that one go. Ball 1. Swung on and he makes contact. Ripped up to second. He'll dive for the save. And that will put Xander Allen on base. And it will bring Tate Roberts home. And with that, the Bobcats draw it within 3. Bases still loaded as well for the Bobcats. And you have the potential leading run up to bat right now, Garrett Whitt. On deck is Tristan Lee, something like that. That one far right. That is going to be ball 1. Bobcats taking their short, sweet time here. Not really rushing this offensive side. Swung on. Strike 1. Garrett Whitt, first appearance of the night. Didn't play in that first game. He's getting some chances here in the second game. Swung on. Strike 2. 1-2 count. Garrett had a pretty good idea that was going to be a good pitch, and I guess in some ways it really was. Just couldn't make contact with it. Goes to the outside. Whitt will let it fall. 2-2. Lets it fall. And that will be strike 3, and that will retire the side as the Bobcats trail only by 3. 3 runs put up in that one. The DeLay brothers responsible for 2 of them there. But we'll be right back from inside of Mark Whitt Field here in Thermopolis in just a second. That will end the first inning. The Cody Cubs up 6-3. We'll be right back. I'd like to welcome you back here inside of Mark Whitt Field in Thermopolis, Wyoming, home of the Bobcats. Second inning about ready to get started here as the Cody Cubs lead 6-3. Should be. Get off me, you little. Mosquitoes are starting to come out now. That's a little bit of a concern. I don't want West Nile. I heard it sucks. Makes your neck hurt and crap. DeLay delivering the pitch. That one will hit the chalk. 1-0 count. Maybe I should have bought some bug spray. Calling all these winter and spring sports, you forget that mosquitoes even exist. Well, I'm wearing long pants, so that's a pretty good bonus. DeLay winds up. Strike. 1-2 count here for the 10 of Hunter Close. Close your pitcher as well for the first half of this game. Swung on, and that one's fouled back. Hope you're having a great day. America's pastime on Memorial Day weekend. Nothing better. Delivers it, swung on and missed. Strike 3, and it's going to be a chase down. Gets him out there, so he strikes out. I think it went into the dirt, so he was able to go for the chase down. But either way, strike out, and that'll be 1 gone for Cody. Now up to bat. Do you think that this is John Sitz? No, it's not. It is Grady O'Mara. I apologize. So lights are starting to come on here at Mark Whitt Field as we are starting to get into the later part of the night, or I guess the evening. 7:40 local here in Thermop. Swung on and missed. 1-1 count here. Into the dirt there, ball 2. 1 gone in case you're just tuning in. Top of the second, 6-3 Cody. Delivers the pitch. They'll call that a strike, 2-2. Hit the corner pocket there. Swung on. That one's chopped to second, picked up. Throws it to first, and Johnson able to grab a hold of it. That'll be an out. Kason Johnson with the play of the night so far. I hear it set over there at first. Was able to keep his foot on the bag, and second baseman was able to deliver it properly there. Stepping in, number 42, ball 1, Case Lundvall. So 1-0 count there for Lundvall. Had a couple of really good plays. Also has something in the back of his pocket. I think it's supposed to be a dinosaur. Into the dirt there, ball 2. Six to 3 here still. Lundvall trying not to be the final out here. 3-0 here. Delay puts 3 in the dirt. Right down the pipe, strike 1. 3-1 count. Lundvall got a little too comfortable there. Probably should have swung. That one's up high. Ball 4. That'll send him to first. First time I believe anybody's been on base for Cody this inning. Stepping in now to bat, number 43, Christian Cosman. Check that. Oops, my bad. It is actually Chauncey Dalton. First pitch is delivered. That was strike 1. I apologize. I saw the signal, but swung on. That's going to be foul. 0-2 count. One more strike to get out of this inning, or one more non-fouled strike. Gets it into the dirt there. First ball of this at bat, 1-2. Delay delivers up high, ball 2. 2-2 here for the 18. Chauncey Dalton trying to avoid that third strike if possible. Swung on and fouled back up toward the right side of the field. Still strike 2, so they'll keep this play alive. So far, I do believe it's been a 5-pitch at-bat so far. Don't know what we're waiting. I think he's receiving instructions from the third base coach. So we're just waiting on that. Only one man on first for Cody off of a walk. That was Case Lundvall that was sent to first off the ball 4. And right there, ball 3. Kind of had to lean back for that one. Down to what could be the final pitch here of this inning, or this half inning. And strike 3, and that will put away the top half. We'll retire the side. We'll head to the bottom of the second now, as Cody will not snag any runs this time. We'll be right back from inside of Mark Whitt Field here in just a moment. 6-3 at the end of the top of the second. Like talking you back inside of Mark Whitt Field in Thermopolis. 6-3 your score. Bottom of the first inning. Bottom of the second inning. And the Cody Cubs still in the driver's seat, but the Bobcats now back into the driver's seat here as Cody gave up three runs in that last inning. Braxton DeLay was one of the last to score. I think I know for sure DeLay and both the DeLay brothers actually got on to the plate. So I forgot what the other run was from, but either way, we're getting ready to start. First batter of the inning coming up. Number 1, Tristan Lay coming up to bat here, right-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Swung on, makes contact, rips it through, picked up by the second baseman, and in time he'll get there. The ball will get there, 1 out. Bottom of the second, 1 gone. Tristan Lay could not outrun the ball. Still a really good effort, though, nonetheless. Tanner DeLay will be coming up to bat. Scored on his last at-bat. Swung on and belted. This one's going left, and it's going to go to the fence. It'll get to the warning track. DeLay rounding second. He's going to go to third. They're going to pick it up. They're going to throw it in. Will DeLay get there? Yes, he will. A stand-up triple for Tanner DeLay. And that is the first triple of the night for the Bobcats. I think for any team. And we know DeLay had a bat, but good Lord. I don't think a ball has traveled that far toward the fence at all tonight. Not in game 1, not in game 2. And DeLay's looking at his second run straight in the face here if he can get a little bit of help here from his buddy Braxton. DeLay draws a 1-0 count. On the pitch to the right side, ball 2. On deck is Casey McKay. In the hole is Tate Roberts. Both were able to get on base on their last at-bat. Down the middle, strike 1. 2-1 count here. Braxton DeLay not really in any danger. Not yet, anyway. Way outside, ball 3. 3-1 count. If he gets walked, that'll put runners in the corners. Tanner will still be stuck on third. He's going to have to rely on either Braxton or Casey to get him out of there. Ball 4. So now runners into the corners, as we've completely neglected to put. I think in the midst of our excitement, we forgot to change our graphics package. Because third base was left completely open on our graphics. But Casey McKay now up to bat now for the Bobcats. I think he got on base his last time out. Swung on. This one's popped up. Oh, good Lord. I think that bounced off the bleachers and onto the softball field. Either way, strike 1. I'm not paying for that. Trying to pick off Braxton DeLay at first. Doesn't work out. It'll be safe. Winds up. Delivers it. Swung on. This one's going to be chopped. DeLay will stay at third, and that will roll over to first. He'll get there in time. McKay will help get the bases loaded. Braxton DeLay on second. Tanner DeLay on third. And now Casey McKay on first. Bases loaded again. Tate Roberts up to bat for the Bobcats here. If he gets, I guess if he, as long as he doesn't get out, then this will bring somebody home. Down the middle, he's going to go golfing. Trying to track it back to the wall. It'll fall. This will bring in a couple of runs. Trying to get to the track here. One run comes in. Throws it into second. The other comes in. There's one going home. He's going to slide in. He's safe. That's 3 runs in for the Bobcats. Both the DeLay brothers and Casey McKay in to score. And that will effectively tie the game at 6. So that will leave a runner on second, and that's it. 3 runs came in, an RBI double. That will actually call in for a mound visit. So we'll be right back inside of Mark Whitt Field here in just a sec. Tied up at 6 here at Thermop. Talking you back is Cody warming up a new pitcher after that 3-run RBI. And trying to see who it is, but stepping in now is Timothy Lippincott. Trying to get the number of the batter, or sorry, the pitcher, I meant to say. I apologize. I've been watching baseball for 15 years, and I have to say I mistake a batter for a pitcher. Good Lord. That one's fouled back up toward the dugout. Strike one here for Lippincott. Still trying to see who the pitcher is. By the way, still only one gone here for the Bobcats. Left side through his glove there. That's going to be ball 1. I do think that might actually be Hernandez. Actually, that might not be. I'm really actually not sure who that is at the pitcher's mound. Swung on and missed for Lippincott. Strike 2. Lured him in with a great ball. Waiting to go in is Dallin Bassey. He'll be up next. Up top, ball 2. And you can tell, runner at second is just getting really antsy. He's waiting for an opportunity to go to third. Winds up for the pitch, delivers, down low. That is a ball. Ball 3. By the way, that is Evan Macias, I believe that is in at pitcher. I think I can faintly see a 13. Down underneath, that will hit the chain link. That will bring a runner to third, and I think he'll just stay put. Either way, the walk. That is Macias, that is the pitcher. So the wild pitch will get runners into the corners here. And Cody's in a little bit of trouble because there's still only one gone. The leading run is at third right now. And right now coming up to the plate is Dallin Bassey. So it's going to be up to him to get that leading run home. Also warming up to get ready to go is Kaysen Johnson. He'll be up next for the Bobcats. First base leading off, so is third. And they'll try to pick him off at first. Swung on and missed strike one. 0-1 count for Bassey. Way outside. I think they were trying to get the catcher to react in case he went to second. Cody a little too preoccupied with the man at first, and for good reason. Down the middle, strike one or strike two. 1-2 count here. Bobcats got Kason Johnson coming in next. Should be a good at-bat. Releases, runner going, he's going to foul it back. Fired that one back right toward the ad boards here. Let's go of it. Down the middle, strike three. And Bassey will go down swinging. Still a really good at-bat for Dallin. He tried to take the opportunities. He saw the pitches he was given and just decided to go for it. But unfortunately, just couldn't get the contact he needed. Up to bat now is Johnson. And into the dirt. That's a wild pitch. That's going to bring a runner home. He'll cross the plate. And the Bobcats, for the first time tonight, have the lead. Tate Roberts, the leading scorer. And that will clear the corners. A runner now at second off that wild pitch. Up top, ball two. Lets it go up high. That's going to be ball three. Kason Johnson's done a really good job drawing walks tonight. So can't give him those high balls and expect him to not swing, or expect him to swing. And that's a wild pitch, so worst case scenario there for the Cubs. Johnson will go to first, and now we got a runner at third. I believe that is Timothy Lippincott. So now we got a runner in scoring. Well, we already had a runner in scoring position, but now we got a runner at third, 90 feet away from home. Trying to see who that is. I did not see who it was. Number 6, Xander Allen. I do believe he got himself on base. Barely beat out the throw to first in that first inning. Sun's starting to set here in Thermop. It is Thursday night or Friday night action here from Thermopolis here at beautiful Mark Whitt Field. Hope you're having a great day. A lot of people out here at Whitt Field for some Friday night baseball here on Memorial Day weekend. Swung on, and that will hit the fence there. I saw a couple of people lean back trying to avoid getting hit, but the chain link fence doing its job there. 1-1 count here for Allen. Throws it to first, dives, and gets it in safely. Very close call there at first. Swung on, up top, strike two. Into the dirt. That's a wild pitch. That's going to go back toward the ad boards. Catcher's going to try and come in, and that will bring in Timothy Lippincott as Chauncey Dalton gets a little bit of camera time there, but 8-6 here. And once again, a lonely runner on second. Bobcats with a 2-run advantage here. That one's up top, 3-2, so full count now for Xander Allen. He's got to take his time here. If it doesn't look like it's worthy of swinging at, don't swing at it. Swung on, strike three, and that will get us out of the inning. And with that, we will now head to the top of the third as Thermopolis now with the lead here at the end of 2. We'll be right back from Mark Whitfield in just a moment. Bobcats lead 8-6. We'll be back from Mark Whitfield here in Hot Springs County. We'd like to welcome you back inside of Mark Whitfield as we get set to start the top of the 3rd. Bobcats were on fire in that second inning, but can Cody respond? Checking in now is Christian Cosman. Left side, ball 1. Delay now on his 3rd inning of pitching duty here tonight. Sun's starting to set here in Hot Springs County. We hope you're having a great Memorial Day weekend so far. Hopefully plenty of burgers on the grill tonight. Ball 2 here. Delivers. Middle, strike 1. Great job getting on it there. Down the middle, strike 2. 2-2 count. Back-to-back balls. Can he get into 3 here? Oh, hits him right in the head. Goes right to first base, and he looked a little bit ticked off there when he was turning around toward our camera. 8-6 is your score still, but a man on first off of a hit by pitch. Travis Rednor up to bat now. On deck is Josh Hernandez. Swung on, strike 1. Right there, still ready, winding up. Ball 1. A little bit of a heater, though. By the way, this is Casey McKay in the pitch, not Tanner DeLay, so I apologize. Swung on and missed, strike 2. 1-2 count here for the 21 of Travis Rednor. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And with that, McKay will draw his first strikeout of the night. That's one gone here for the Cubs. Now coming up to bat now, number 15, Josh Hernandez. Swung on. That one's hit cleanly up the middle. That one will find the grass, and a base hit for Hernandez. And looks like a bit of a mistake there at center field, but that will not get any extra bases for Cody, as Christian Cosman will come in cleanly to second. So runners on first and second. Cosman currently the only runner in scoring position for the Cubs. And now coming into bat, Evan Macias. Swung on. Oh! That's going to go up toward the softball field. Strike one. Swung on. That one's chopped foul to the left, up toward the Cubs dugout. Strike two. Delivers the pitch. That one's wild. That's going to hit the chain link. They're going to try to throw to third. Nope, they'll just let it fly. And so now, where is he? Christian Cosman now will get to third. That will leave an empty space on first. So that means a walk will effectively load the bases here for Cody. Problem with that is it's 1-2 count now for the Cubs. One gone here. Swung on. This one's popped up into center field. They're going to try and get it, and he'll haul it in. And there's a bit of confusion. They're going to try and tag the runner at second. They'll get him. A double play for the Cats. And that will put away the inning. That'll put away the top half of the inning here. The Bobcats will now be up to bat for the third time tonight. The score still remains 8-6 as Christian Cosman not able to bring it in. We'll be right back from Mark Whitfield here at Thermop. I'd like to welcome you back here to the bottom of the third inning here from Mark Whitfield. Bobcats try to extend their lead as we get ready to close out a interesting inning of baseball. Ball one called there. Friendly reminder, if you'd like to sponsor us, you can call the phone number on your screen or email us at twobasinsportsnetwork@gmail.com. Ball two there on the right. So 2-0 count. We'll be following the American Legion team all season if facilities allow. That is going to be down on the plate here. And by facilities, I mean, is there a proper power source? But We'll be hopefully heading to Grable on Tuesday. We also got adult softball coming up on TBSN as well. We'll be skipping a couple of games because of Legion, but we're still looking at getting most of the season in. So sponsorships for this baseball/softball season are available. Please contact us at the phone number listed on your screen. Email us, or of course contact us through Facebook. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 on a full count there for Garrett Whitt. So that is one gone for the Cats. Tristan Lee up to bat now for the Bobcats. Oh, we got another mound visit for Cody, so we're going to take that time to step aside. We'll be right back at Mark Whitt Field in just a sec. We'd like to welcome you back here inside of Mark Whitt Field, home of the Thermopolis Bobcats, as we like to welcome you back for American Legion Baseball here on Two Basin Sports Network, the voice of the Bobcats. Been a great night of baseball. Cody won their first game 14-4 over the Cats. However, the tables so far through the first 2.5 innings have definitely been different, let's say, as the Bobcats currently lead 8-6. Cody coming in with their third pitching change of the night, or of the second game, I should probably say, as Tristan Lee still up to bat. And a strike. Oh, 1 count here for Lee. Into the dirt there. Nope, never mind. Strike 2. Swung on and missed strike 3. So Tristan will go to the dugout, and that is a K for the Cubs. K for Cubs. That sounds like a crappy movie. Tanner DeLay now coming in. This guy has been the key piece in this second game. Ooh, swung on. Keep in mind, that umpire is Chris DeLay, his dad, so might want to watch hitting your dad with the ball. I'm just joking. Ooh, lights starting to shine a little bit brighter here at Whitfield. Swung on, popped up, DeLay gets it to the right, and this one is going to be caught. And that one will end the inning, as Tanner DeLay unfortunately not enough to get enough power on it to get the inning, to continue the inning. Good Lord, I'm tripping over my words. But we'll be right back. 8-6 is your score. The Bobcats on top at the end of 3. Like to welcome you back inside of Mark Whitfield. We got some Bob Marley playing behind me, or to the side of me, I should probably say. Well, honestly, 8-6. I mean, don't worry about a thing. I'm just going to put it that way. Top of the fourth inning, strike one. Up to bat number 9, Caden Kraft. Kraft has been a key player for Cody tonight in game 1 and game 2. Down the middle, strike 2. Beautiful job so far by Casey McKay in his second inning as a pitcher. In this game, anyway. Swung on. This one's going to go to the pitcher. McKay will flip it over to first, and that'll be a force at first. One gone here off the first at-bat. And that'll now send Hunter Close up to bat now. Once again, right-handed. McKay delivers up high, ball 1. It's been a super fun game to watch here tonight. First game was a little bit lackadaisical, quite frankly, because, it's not very fun watching a game that has a 10-run difference. But, oh, good Lord. I don't think that hit him. I think that hit the catcher's glove, but still, it hit something. So Cody will send out one of their guys to retrieve the ball here, 1-0. I think 2-0, actually. Now make it 3-0. Ball 3 here. That will probably send Hunter close to first. That one way out. That will be a walk. So Close will be out onto first base off a walk. And now stepping in for the Cubs, Grady O'Mara. Wait, no, it might not be. So it looks like a mound visit. So they're going to actually, I think they're making a pitching change here potentially for the Bobcats. So if that's the case, then we're going to step aside. We'll be right back. Like talking you back inside of Mark Whitfield. Timothy Lippincott getting set to come in and relieve Casey McKay of his pitching duties. We're into the top of the fourth inning here, as they're still Lippincott's still trying to get himself warmed up. But been a pretty good game so far. In case you're just tuning in, Bobcats up 8-6. They had an absolutely explosive second inning that led them to this point. A little bit of a stalemate in the third inning. So far, stalemate in the fourth as well. The sun's already dipped behind Round Top, so now there's really not much else but a little bit of clouds and some sky, and that's about it. Sun has completely disappeared behind the mountains here. Lippincott getting ready for his first pitch here, and it'll be a bunt. And they'll throw it to first. Gets him out. That's 2 gone. don't know what they were thinking there other than to advance the runner into scoring position. Trying to bank that they will. I think they're trying to bank off of a base hit by Case Lundvall here. He's up to bat. Swung on. That's going to go up toward a couple of Cody fans up near the dugout. So foul ball there, 0-1. Up to bat, by the way, I think it's Case. I know it's not sorry, but it's Case Lundvall. Well, we've been live for almost an hour and a half, which means we are fast. I mean, our clock is like we started the stream like 10 minutes before first pitch, so I think we probably got like what 50 minutes left of this game, 45. Swung on, strike 2. Bobcats trying to hold on here. A decently close game here in Thermopolis. Bobcats scoring, I believe, the most runs that they've scored all season. Freaking bugs. Mosquitoes are out. Swung on. I think this will be fouled back. No, I think it's fair. So never mind. That's actually a foul ball. So they will call. They're going to call Lundvall back to the batter's box here. 1-2 count here for the Cubs. Swung on. Strike 3, and that will retire the side as we'll head to the bottom half of the inning. So we'll be right back from inside of Mark Whitt Field, and here in just a moment, middle of the 4th inning on its way up. 8-6 the score, Bobcats on top. I'd like to welcome you back inside of Mark Whitt Field, bottom of the 4th inning, getting ready. Sorry about that. We had a little bit of a disturbance. It's a base hit out to right field, hit there by Braxton DeLay. Already got on base a couple of times tonight, and he is going to get a big one there. So with that, that's going to bring Casey McKay up to bat for the Bobcats here. 8-6 your score. A runner on first. That one's outside, ball one. Getting ready to wind up for the pitch here. He'll deliver it right. That's going to be a wild pitch, and that's going to send Delay running to second. And he'll get there standing up. That will put a runner in scoring position for the Bobcats. By the way, into pitch here for Cody, I believe, is Caden Kraft. If not, it's Evan Macias. Can't quite see. Swung on. This one's popped up middle. Gets underneath it, and he'll get the grab. Runner will stay at second, and that is the first out of the bottom of the fourth here. So Braxton Delay still stuck at second. Tate Roberts coming into bat here. Roberts has had a pretty decent game so far here in the second game of the night. Swung on and missed, strike one. Friendly reminder of the upcoming games. The Legion team will be on the road against Grable as they on the road in Grable as they take on the South Bighorn Bandits. That game will be May 27th at 5:30. Also, for those who are, I guess for those here at Thermopolis, come out and support your Little Leaguers as they take on the Auto Rattlers May 27th at 5 and 6:30. Minors at 5, majors at 6:30. Never seen Auto play before, so that'll actually, I'm going to try and get out to as many of these Little League games as I can. Over the plate there, looks like ball two. 2-2 count here for Tate Roberts. As the field's starting to get lit up here at Mark Whitt Field. That's swung on and missed. Roberts will go down. 2 gone here in the fourth inning. Braxton Delay still stuck at second. Now coming on to bat is Timothy Lippincott. Recently came in as pitcher on this last top inning. Hope you're having a great Memorial Day weekend here on Two Basins Sports Network. It's Friday night baseball here, American Legion. That is going to be I think they called a strike there on Timothy Lippincott. 0-1 count. Runner at second, 2 gone. Down into the dirt, ball one. And as we're starting to get into that 1 hour and 20 minute mark here, time's going to start becoming a bit of a factor. They will stop the game after 2 hours have passed. So starting to get into the later stretch of this game. That one's down close to the dirt, ball two. 8-6 still your score. In case you're just tuning in, bottom of the fourth inning. One man on second is Braxton Delay, and he is about 4 paces off the bag. That one's going to go strike 2. So Chris Delay will call the strike there as it goes a little bit low, 2-2. Speaking of Chris Delay, he helped put up this awning or I guess that's what it's called, this little tent here for us to shield us from the sun. Obviously, don't quite need that anymore, but still, we shouted him out in that first game, but still a big thanks to Chris and his wife. And there was also one other lady that came in and helped out with that. But strike 3 is called. That will conclude the fourth inning. Oh, that is the wrong thing, but that will conclude the fourth inning. We'll head to the top of the fifth. Don't go anywhere. I'd like to welcome you back here inside of Mark Whitt Field in Thermopolis, Wyoming, here on the campus of the Hot Springs County Fairgrounds, just right off the left side of Highway 20, heading toward Worland. It's been Bobcat baseball here on Two Basin Sports Network. It's American Legion for the 16U class. Get out to as many games as you can. It's been a really fun experience here. They got music playing. They got walk-up songs for the players, so home games at the very least are a ton of fun. Well, with that being said, we're going to get ready to get started here. Top of the 5th inning. Oh, shoot. That is going to end up being called a ball. We did not get a chance to get our scoreboard fixed here for this inning, so give us 1 second. I know we're stuck on the other screen right now. That is going to be a called ball as it goes outside. Cohen Williams up to bat for Cody. Trying to wind up for the pitch. Gets there, strike one. Okay. And just like that, boom, graphics done. Top of the 5th inning. Winding up for the pitch. That one's a little high. Timothy Lippincott will get the 40 of Cohen Williams to a 3-1 count here. Lippincott came in middle of that 4th inning. Strike 2. Full count here. I'm wondering if fatigue's not starting to set in for the Cubs a little bit. They won 14-4 in that first game, but not quite on the same intensity here in this one. I mean, they're using most of their same players, though, so keep that in mind. 3-2 count, full count in case you're just tuning in. First out could be on its way. Could also be the first man on base. This one's fouled back. A little bit of contact there. It's baseball night in Thermopolis. 8-6. The game's been going by a little slightly quicker than the first game. That one's fouled off to the right. 3-2, and that's going to make this this is going to end up being a 7-pitch at bat at the very minimum. Warming up, getting ready to go is Christian Cosman. Almost came home on his last time out. Checks his swing. That one is going to be a walk. He wanted to swing at it there, but he checks it, and that is going to end up putting him on first. And now coming up to bat now is Christian Cosman. As said earlier, he almost got himself at home. He was actually on third at his last at-bat. That is going to be just a little bit side. That's going to be ball 1 for Cosman. Cody definitely playing a patient game all day. Haven't seen very many bad swings today by either side. Down the middle, strike 1. It's kind of pitch that pitcher really wants to see, trying to put it where he wants to, trying to, if he can't bait the batter into swinging, he can at least get him in the strike zone. So with that, winds up with the pitch. A little bit off to the right, ball 2. 2-1 count here in the top of the 5th. Oh, cracks that one up to left. Trying to track it down. This one could get to the fence, and it drops. And he'll round first. Cosman going to second and coming home. That will bring a run in to score for Cody. Number 40, Cohen Williams in to score. And a stand-up RBI double for Cosman will make this a 8-7 ball game. Still no outs yet here in this 5th inning. Down the middle there, down onto the dirt, ball 1. currently up to bat. I do believe this might be Case Lundfall. Middle, strike one. Maybe strike two, actually. One count here. Lets it go. Ball two. Good eye there. This is actually Kenneth Parker that is up to bat. So apologize for that. 2-1 count. Oh, has to kind of get out of the way of that one. 3-1. Kenneth Parker looking at a walk here at his first at-bat of the night. Down the middle, strike two, full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitcher needs to try and place this in a good spot for him here. Easier said than done. That one's a little off to the side, and that is a walk for Kenneth Parker. That'll put a man on first and on second. Well, getting ready to stand in here is Josh Hernandez. He's had a spectacular day today. The right-handed hitter getting ready to go. And he's going to go into a bunting position here. Oh, he'll pull out of it. Strike one. Saw a ball that he didn't like and thought better of it. Still 8-7. Bobcats still lead. However, with one man on second, they need to do something quick to get Cody out of this inning. Up top, ball one. 1-1 count. I should say a man on first and a man on second, but man in scoring position is the main threat right now. 1-1 for Hernandez. Gets it into the dirt, ball two. About half an hour or so from the conclusion of this game, if it doesn't get to the end of the 7th here. However, no rush here for the Cody Cubs. They still got a little bit of time to come back in this game. They're only down by 1 run, and there's a man in scoring position. However, that's a little bit difficult now with a 2-2 count, as delay will call the strike. Third base coach chirping here, trying to get his batter some instructions here. Swung on, and that's going to be foul as it goes up toward the bullpen. At least I assume that's what that is. 2-2 still off the foul ball. Still a man on first and a man on second. Clean sheet so far on the outs column. Swung on. That one's going to be into the air, and it's caught! The pitcher gets a hold of it! Timothy Lippincott with a grab, and that'll be out number 1. Still a very good effort by Josh Hernandez. You know he wanted it there. He fouled off to the left, almost hit at the team bus there for a moment. You knew he was going to try and get some contact on it. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite strong enough. Stepping in now, Evan Macias. Up top, ball 1. So 1 gone here in the top of the 5th. And it was gloved there, ball 2. 8-7. Managing the game pretty well considering the fact there's 2 men on. Just main thing is don't give up a hit or a walk, but that's going to go right on by him. 3-0 here. 3 balls, no strikes. Don't want to throw him something down the middle. You also don't want to risk going outside of his strike zone there. Remember, I believe it's between the elbow and the knee, or the hip, actually. So it looks like strike called on that one. Strike 1. So 3-1 count. 13. Remember, this is Evan Macias up to bat. Swung on, chopped to the pitcher. He gets it. He'll throw to first, and he's out. That'll still advance a runner into third, but still, worst case scenario definitely averted there. The tying run at third, Christian Cosman. He was in this situation a couple of innings ago, and now will it be a repeat of that third inning where they weren't able to bring him home? Caden Kraft up to bat now for Cody. Well, sorry about that. Back underway here. 1-0 count. Swung on and fouled back. That's going to hit the chain link. 1-1 count. As they will send, they'll send Dalton to, or not, as they'll send Close to try to pick it back up, get it back to the dugout. Remember, tying run currently at home. It's going to be up 2-1. Bobcats can afford a walk, but the question is, what would that kind of effect be if they do? Three balls here, 3-1 count. Cody players over there in that bullpen chirping. You love to see it, try to encourage their teammates. Trying to egg them on here. Bobcats been doing the same thing, too. They didn't do it last year, I don't think. So I think the call was a strike. So that's going to be full count here. This could be the difference between carrying some momentum into this bottom half. And a walk. That will load the bases. So now stepping in the bat, number 10, Hunter Close. Got a couple of fans starting to wrap up in blankets here. I think it feels good out here. Sorry, does come at the downside of there being a crap ton of mosquitoes, though. Glad I chose to wear some long pants tonight, huh? So Close, still empty on the scoreboard here. Or no, sorry, 1-0 count. Far and away, ball 2. Top of the 5th inning still. Bobcats need to try to hold on. They're doing good so far, but they got to get rid of at least one guy here. That's outside, ball 3. Or sorry, check that. Actually, strike 1, 2-1 count. Delivers and fouls it back. 2-2 count. Starting to get a little bit better here as the game progresses. Cody starting to get a little bit more contact. They have had a couple base hits, but they've been few and far between. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will get him out of the top half. Bottom of the 5th inning coming up here at Mark Whitt Field. It is 8-7. Can the Bobcats hold on to win? We'll be right back. We'd like to welcome you back here inside of Mark Whitt Field in Thermopolis, Wyoming, home of the Bobcats. Remember, folks, if you'd like to get your logo on the splash screen you just saw, or if you'd like to get your logo on the game score screen, or whatever, like the live feed, I guess, to not overcomplicate things, make sure you contact us. The phone number was just on the screen right there, and you can also email us at twobasinsportsnetwork@gmail.com or contact us on Facebook for advertising opportunities. Swung on and missed, strike one. The tiers go from, I believe, $30 per game day or $35 per game day all the way up to, I think, like $70 or $60 for the most expensive tier. So we're pretty cheap compared to other sports broadcasters, so please get in contact with us on those three options available. Fouled back, 0-1 count. Swung on. This one's belted to center. Will he get under it? And it will be a catch there in the outfield. Still a good hit. One gone here for the Bobcats. Oh, shoot. Coming in now for the Bobcats. Looks to be... Shoot, I actually don't know. Unless he can turn around. Nate King looks like is the one in for the Bobcats. That one's outside. Ball one. I highly doubt we're going to get through 7 innings here. Swung on and missed, strike two. Well, 10 minutes away from 9 o'clock local here in Thermopolis. And he's going to get going. Nate King is out of here. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 5th. Bobcats need to get a couple of insurance runs here. Coming in is Aiden Borgen.
Something special about me, you can already tell the energy is different. Confidence is at the highest level, I don't ever see it.
Delivers. Swung on. That one's chopped around the left side. And it's a foul, but it does look like Jason Sizz a little bit perturbed about how he didn't run there. To be fair, he does have a point. Can't really rely on it being called foul. Whoa, fouled back. Strike two. I think the next one coming in is Garrett White. That one's fouled back again. Poor White has to run back and forth just to get the ball. Looks like Cody's coach will come out instead. Throws it in, left side, ball one. 1-2 count here for the Cats. When Douglas comes to town, we're not going to be able to say Cats. We'll just have to say out the full name, but 2-2 count here. You can smell the hot springs a little bit. You're there, that's the bighorn. Swung on and again fouled back and actually caught by one of the Cody players over there. I don't think it'll count, but still a really good catch. Just stood there nonchalantly and caught it. Ball three. Full count here. Do you believe this is Caden? No, not Caden Kraft. Swung on and again hit foul. This has been the longest at-bat of the night so far. Swung on and missed. Strike three. So I do believe that does retire the side. Or was it foul? I think he might have chopped it foul. Another foul ball by Aiden Borgen. The longest at-bat of the night so far. swung on, and he's going to run here. Looks like it's going to be foul either way. Good God. A lot of fouls here by Borgen. Foul back again. I mean, at least he's making contact. That is a positive. So that is Caden Kraft that is pitching. Don't know if we ever mentioned that. Again, another foul ball. Good God. I think we're going to get past the 2-hour mark here just on this at-bat alone. And swung on, and finally out of this inning. We're going to head to the top of the 6th now. Aiden Borgen strikes out, and we will be right back here for Thermopolis American Legion Baseball on Two Basins Sports Network. Please do not go anywhere. We will be right back. I'd like to welcome you back inside of Mark Whitt Field in Thermopolis, Wyoming, home of the Bobcats, as American Legion Baseball on TBSN continues. Top of the 6th inning after a very interesting at-bat by Aiden Borgen. A ton of foul balls, easily the longest at-bat of the night. But we've seen a couple of extended at-bats here tonight. A couple of at-bats where we've seen quite a few fouled off, and really don't expect to see much different, as the game progresses, as we're now starting to get down into a bit of a chippy part of the game. First pitch on its way of the inning, swung on and missed. Good hack, but just couldn't get it. Grady O'Mara up to bat, by the way. Top of the 6th here. Swung on and fouled all the way back. That's going to hit the concession stand over there. 0-1 count, or 0-2 count. Oh, 2 count here. Ooh, has to get out of the way of that. Ball 1, 1-2. Gets rid of it down the right side, and that is going to be a ball. Even count here. 2-2. You can even kind of see the scoreboard a little bit in the frame. That's how dark it's starting to get here in Thermopolis. Swung on. That's hit out toward the parking lot. Another foul ball here. Still 2-2. Let's see if they can extend this at bat the same way Aiden was able to. Winds up into the dirt. Ball 3, so full count. Winds up. Swung on and strike 3. So that's one gone here in the ball game. Up to bat now, number 42, Case Lundvall. Right side and passed up there. Ball will come to rest back in the grass here. But 1-0 count here for the Cubs. Swung on, contact, passed by. Braxton Delay not able to get his glove on it. This will be a base hit. He wants to turn to second, but he'll be forced to retreat back. Base hit here for Cody. It just goes right on by Braxton Delay. Not much he could have done there. Up to bat now, number 40, Cohen Williams. And it looks like the umpire going to dust off home plate here. I don't know what we're waiting on. Pitch should be on its way here shortly. Lines up, delivers, has to duck for cover. 2-0 there, or sorry, 2-0. Lines up and hit. And so that will put a runner in scoring position. Not at all what the Bobcats needed. And now looks like coming up to bat, number 43, Christian Cosman. Wide right, ball one. Runners on at first and second. Runner in scoring position, I thought was Cohen Williams. They're going to try and pick him off at second. He'll get in there safely. Good heads-up attempt there. Timothy Lippincott putting his head on a swivel there. Chilly night here in Thermopolis. Hot city. Yeah, right. Still says that it's 69 degrees here, or no, 62 degrees here. So still pretty decently warm. It's a couple degrees colder than I keep my room, but this is comfortable for me. I love it. 1-1 count here. Down the pipes there. I probably would have swung at that. 1-2. One gone here. Lippincott trying to ease the load a little bit by getting this guy out of here. Popped up to the right. First baseman trying to get underneath it, and he will. Awesome job grabbing the infield fly there. Fuck. Oh, I just said a naughty word on air, but there was a mosquito on my arm. I need to start. Forget sunscreen. Maybe I need to bring bug spray to these things. Maybe sunscreen for the first game and bug spray for the second. And that's a passed ball. It's going to get by. Guy at third was thinking about running there for a sec. By the way, up to bat, I completely neglected that. John Sitz up to bat for Cody. Maybe I just need to start wearing long sleeves. That is off to the right and a ball, 2-0. Well, we're past 2 hours on our live stream. Doesn't necessarily mean 2 hours on the clock officially. 3-0 here. If they load the bases, this could be trouble, but Bobcats have done a little bit better with bases loaded actually in this game, as weird as that may sound. Down the middle, strike, 3-1. Delivers into the dirt there. Ball 4, and that'll walk him. Bases loaded as John sits, gets the called ball 4. And bases jacked here for Cody. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Oh, by the way, this is Josh Hernandez. I do believe he popped out on his last time up. And hit by pitch. That will bring in the tying run. Not at all what the Bobcats wanted nor needed. Case Lundvall was the tying run for the Cubs. Winds up for the pitch. Cracked up to the first base, and it'll go by. That will bring a run home to score. And another one rounding third. 40 and 24 were the ones to score for Cody. Cohen Williams and John Sitz come home to take the 2-run lead. Delivers, popped up, trying to chase it down, and coach almost caught it. So 0-1 count here for number 9 coming in, by the way. This is Caden Kraft. Winds up, delivers, and another hit by pitch. Or no, never mind. It was just a ball, but that came excruciatingly close to hitting Kraft. 1-1 count. What could be the last inning. To the side there, 2-1. Bobcats having a lot of trouble putting an end to this. They're putting it into this inning. Winds up, delivers, and cracks it to the left. And that's not going to, yeah, he'll beat the throw. He's safe. And 2 runs come in to score. Josh Hernandez and Evan Macias, and they are being swarmed by their teammates here. 12-8, Cody has clawed their way back into this game. Is there a man on at second? No, there is not. So second and third have cleared themselves off that extra base hit, or off that single. A double RBI single there. Hunter Close coming on to bat for the Cubs. And they're going to have someone running to second. That will put a man in scoring position right off the bat. And Cody's been pretty brave tonight with their base running. A lot of stolen bases tonight in Game 1 and Game 2. To the right there, that one's off in ball 2. Yep, ball 2. 2-0 count here for the Cubs. Swung on and cracked up to right center. That will fall. And they will have people, or the runner from second rounding. He'll get in. He'll score from second. Number 9, Caden Kraft, scores from second off the single. So an RBI single there for Cody. Number 4 coming in, Grady O'Mara. 13-8 is your score. Grady O'Mara up to bat. 13-8 Cubs. And we got another guy going to second. Hunter Close just going to second, nobody bothering to throw. What's the 18 doing? Chauncey Dalton. Yeah, 2 gone. Four of Grady O'Mara still up to bat. I think that one was called a ball there. It was a little bit off to his right. Runner looking to steal at second here. And that one is a loose ball. This is going to be thrown to third. Can he tag him? And it looks like he was out. So that is going to end, or that's going to retire the side. We'll just have to see how this game ends here. And I'm just looking around for any sign. But looks like it'll be mid-6th. We'll be right back. Mike's welcoming me back inside of Mark Whitt Field in Thermopolis, Wyoming. The middle of the 6th here as we enter the bottom half of the inning. And Bobcats down 13-8. Cody was down 7-8 before that inning. They came back and put up a couple more runs on the board. But can Thermopolis try and make a last second swing here into the dirt ball 1. This is Garrett Whitt up to bat for the Bobcats. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Winds up, goes to the right there, 2-1. Swung on. This one's chopped to the right. First baseman picks it up. He'll run to first. And Garrett Whitt, first out of the inning, of the bottom half of the inning here. And now, mosquitoes. Stepping in, number 11, Tristan Galovich. Haven't heard his name in a little bit. Galovich has been a pretty electric player here in this second game. Swung on, looks like, and strike 1. Into the dirt, ball 1. You know, it's nights like these that make me glad that I'm not calling this game in like Louisiana or something where there's a ton of mosquitoes. That one off to the left a little bit, ball 2. 2-1 count for Galovich. Into the dirt there. Ball 3. Galovich could get a ticket to first base here if he's patient. Swung on. This one's popped up to first. Gets underneath it and he drops it, but he'll still flip it. Still an out. Galovich will go down. Out number 2. We're possibly down to our last out here. Coming in, number 15, Tanner DeLay. And he don't know if he got hit there or if it was off the catcher's glove, but ball 1. So I guess that answers my question. 1-0 count here for DeLay. Winds up. And he was hit that time. He'll take the base. Tanner DeLay, HBP. And now coming in to bat is Braxton DeLay. Second batter in the lineup here. On deck is Casey McKay. I believe in the hole is Trenton Enos. I could be wrong, though. Oh, never mind. I'm completely wrong. Swung on. That's going to go up toward the bleachers. Had a couple people get out some of their caps and try to catch the ball with their baseball cap, but nobody coming home with a souvenir tonight. 0-1 count off that foul ball by Braxton DeLay. Baseball is a dangerous spectator sport. You will not change my mind. I have a little panic attack every time I go to a Billings Mustangs game because we always get left field tickets and it's not fun. 1-1 count here. Oh, we got a runner going for second. DeLay got to slide in, and he is way on time there. So a runner at second. Tanner DeLay has been the big impact player today for the Bobcats. His brother Braxton going to try and bring him home if possible. And looks like that one was low enough for the, or that one was a bit high enough for the strike. 2-2. Could be the last strike here. And he's patient with it. Full count. Ball 4. And that will put, oh wait, no, hold on. Yep. What? Okay. So, okay, 3-2 count here. Now that's ball 4, so he will take the base that time. Technically had 5 balls on that, but Braxton DeLay will go to first. His brother at second, and now coming in is Casey McKay. And has to get out of the way of that one, ball 1. Bobcats still trying to mount anything they can here. A little bit of dust here at Whitfield, and that's going to be into the dirt, ball 2. Swung on and cracked foul. Goes up into the parking lot here. Down the middle, swung on and missed, strike 2. 2-2 count. McKay still trying to keep this game alive. That one's cracked to the right side, and that one's popped up. And foul ball. I had a player run up toward that white pole over there. I thought it was going to go out for a second. That would have been really cool. And swung on and missed, strike 3. We're trying to figure out. And it looks like they have been timed out. So with that, the Cody Cubs have won both games today. This one with a score of 13-8. They have won in double digits both times today. So with that being said, we'd like to thank you so much for tuning in on Two Basin Sports Network. The final score of this one, the Cody Cubs 13, the Thermopolis Bobcats 8. Once again, let's give you a rundown of where we're going to be next here as the season progresses. We'll be here with all of the American Legion games. It looks like we'll be traveling to Grable on May 27th as the Thermopolis Bobcats take on the South Bighorn Bandits for a single game parlay in Grable. That'll be at 5:30 in Grable. And then on May 30th, the Bobcats have another road trip to Powell. We'll be over there at the Pioneers Legion Stadium. 5 and 7 p.m. our first pitch times for those. Thermopolis' next home game will be against the Douglas Cats at 5 and 7 on June 2nd. So June 3rd, also keep in mind, June 3rd will be over at Joe Doak Field for adult softball. So we hope to see you there. As always, like to thank Thermopolis Baseball for allowing us to be out here. Thanks, of course, to Coach Jason Sizz for granting us that permission. Thanks to Chris DeLay for supplying the awning here that we were under the entire day. Thanks to the Cody Cubs for coming down here, playing their best today. Also, another thank you to the Cody Cubs for being so gracious with us, getting us rosters and stuff like that. So it was kind of last minute, but they did still kind of come. They did come through for us, and because of them, we didn't call the Cody players off by just their numbers today. So also another thing, too, I'd like to thank our supporters here on YouTube for tuning in here and supporting your Thermopolis Bobcats and your Cody Cubs. With that being said, we'll see you in Grable next week. And as always, please drive home safe and do not pet the buffalo. The final score, the Cody Cubs 13, Thermopolis Bobcats 8.